I have a science fiction story for you. It's the height of World War II. The United States Navy is split in two. Most of the Navy is fighting in the Pacific, and the rest is in the Atlantic Ocean, which has become a dangerous battleground where American ships are constantly targeted by German U-boats. Radar has become as helpful as it is harmful. They need a way to make their Navy invisible. Both the Americans and Germans are experimenting with methods of avoiding radar detection. And down in a naval shipyard in Philadelphia, the United States Navy is about to take their experiments to an unprecedented level. The USS Eldridge had done the impossible. Not only did it become invisible, it teleported from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Norfolk, Virginia. After a few minutes, the ship then returned to its shipyard in Philadelphia, seemingly in one piece. But the same could not be said for the crew. The crew suffered nausea, disorientation, and insanity, but others were not as lucky. Some were fused into the ship, their bodies embedded within the metal structure, in floors and in walls, still alive, trapped, screaming in agony as they died. One man combusted in fire and burned and burned. Others rematerialized inside out, and some not at all. This sounds like the stuff of nightmares, right? But what if I told you this wasn't science fiction? What if I told you this story is true?
I'd say bullshit.
Da da da.
I was just like, oh my god. You read that good. Spooky.
Thank you. This is Remnants. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Emily.
Turn on your nightlight.
Pour something strong.
You'll be up long after the story is done.
Boom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ship explosion.
I hope not.
Part of the crew. Part of the ship. Wait.
Well, that is, they were fused.
I know, that's what I was thinking of. Part of the ship. Wait, part of the crew. I can't say it. Jesus. Part of the crew, part of the ship.
You're making your own version. It's fine.
It's fine. Whatever.
Do we have any updates? I feel like January is just like that boring time. Like you've survived the holidays.
Barely.
And you're just still trying to like figure out it's a new year.
Life.
I don't know.
New year, same me.
Yep.
I don't really have any like big updates. I'm just here, just waiting for summer, you know?
Well, we'll be waiting a little bit.
No.
Although the weather has been weirdly warm.
Yeah, I know
winter.
it's probably not a good thing, but I like it.
It is kind of nice.
It's probably a sign of our impending doom, but...
Well, you know.
At least it's sunny.
There's some pros to it.
There's some pros to this apocalypse.
Yeah,
I get a little tan.
We don't live anywhere near, like, the sea, the ocean levels that are rising.
We won't drown for a while.
Yeah, we're fine. Anyways.
Is it Sunday?
It feels like
Sunday nihilism's hitting.
It feels like it is. It's Saturday, though, yeah, you know. So this story has actually been on my topic list for a while, and I decided to do it now because the series finale of Stranger Things, was just released, and there's Stranger Things kind of took some inspiration from this story, as well. I mean, really, Stranger Things more took from the Montauk Project. But this kind of ties into the Montauk Project, but I'm not going to... There's no spoilers. Listening to this is not going to spoil you for Stranger Things, so I'm not going to... I can't even talk to Emily about it because she's only watched, like, the first season.
It's about dinosaurs.
Yeah!
I've watched more than the first season.
Okay.
I watched 2, and then I got bored.
But the third season's, like, the best season. Whatever. Fine. But anyways, you are safe if you have not finished Stranger Things. You are safe during this episode. So, there's
spoil
that.
Them. I saw this on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, I was like I felt like I had to watch it because sometimes I do this weird thing where I will delay watching a series finale.
I do that all the time.
Because I don't want it to end, or I'm just afraid of how it's going to end. But I feel like with Stranger Things, I actually, I watched it the next day. I watched it New Year's Day. I didn't get to watch it New Year's Eve, but because I was hanging out with Emily.
She was like, boy, it'd be nice to watch Stranger Things, and I was like, I bet.
Well, yeah, but it would. But anyways, it's like, because the internet just spoils it. Like, you can just, I feel like back 10 years ago with the internet, you just wouldn't seek it out.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's clips and stuff.
It
like
seeks you out now.
It seeks you out. So
you talk about something once and it's like, I knew that. Here you go.
Here's all the things you want to know about it.
Pretty sure that they've inserted chips into our brains now, and it's just tying it to the algorithm, because now things are popping up that I don't even say. I'm just
I know, that really freaks me out. And then I've like read people are like, it's just because like you're thinking about it because it's like common, or but I don't think that's true.
Because there's some things like, this is a little too specific.
Yes, like it'll be, I can't think of an example, but it'll be like something very, very random. And I'm like, there's no way this is like other people are.
Yeah, and I try to think like, am I searching? Is this my search history? I don't think so.
No.
Where is it? I think they like tap into text messages now too, honestly.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So.
I know part of it you can get really freaked out about it, but I'm also like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
you guys
rather
want to
boring.
spy on me? I don't care.
Go for it, spy on me. I'm pretty boring. Have fun.
Yeah, I was like, eat your heart out. Is that what the thing people say? I've never said that before. Now I have to eat your ice cream. Eat your heart out.
Ice cream. Okay, I love ice cream.
Suffer from excessive longing for someone or for something unattainable.
Yeah. Okay.
Eat your heart out, person.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
also kind of, like, have you seen the things going around, like, there's a conspiracy theory, that we live in a simulation, and it's like, well, come on, do some cheat codes or something.
Yeah.
Why am I struggling?
Play my game better.
Yeah.
Because this isn't right.
Right.
I know there are infinite money cheats. Where is it?
Yeah. I'm pretty boring, and why would you want to play this character?
Yeah. Like, is this really what you want with your life?
Right.
Okay. I hope whoever's playing our game probably has such a good life that they're like, oh, it's so fun to slum it as these losers.
Yeah, let's struggle a bit.
Yeah, oh, I love struggling.
Right. Am I going to be able to afford a meal tonight?
No.
Guess it's another peanut butter sandwich.
We ain't even got the
It's
butter.
a ketchup sandwich.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
it's my
triggered.
child's obsession. You know how much ketchup bread you can eat in a sitting?
No, I don't want to know. I don't know why. I love ketchup and I love bread, but for some reason that combo...
It smells bad too. I don't
can't
like
do it.
the smell of ketchup for some reason in most situations. Like, if it's paired with a fry, it's good.
It's great.
But ketchup smell on its own, something about it, it's bad. But yeah, he can eat about 6 slices of bread in one go.
Well, hopefully it's just like some hyperfixation and he'll be over it soon.
What's next, though?
Well, hopefully something less gross. I don't know.
I keep thinking it's going to get better. It only gets worse.
Well, I'll pray for you.
Anyways.
Back to a not at all related topic.
Yeah. Our usual.
Yeah,
Segue.
right.
So anyways, the submarine blew up and the people became the wolves.
Yeah. Can't segue that from ketchup sandwiches.
Actually.
Well, probably. They probably ate a lot of that during World War II because everyone was out of supplies.
They thought there was a bunch of ketchup, but it was blood. Sorry. Here I go killing the mood again.
Because blood probably has more nutrients than ketchup, though.
Okay, vampire. Easy, Dracula. Count.
Anyways, let's get into the actual story.
Okay.
Before I say something weirder. All right. So radar cloaking was a big thing during World War II. Avoiding radar detection became as important as using it to find the enemy. Many radar countermeasures were developed, like using thin strips of aluminum or coated glass or radar-absorbent paint. But one radar cloaking experiment stood out from the rest. In the naval shipyard in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, top-secret experiments were taking place. The subject of the experiment was the USS Eldridge, a Cannon-class destroyer of over 1,200 tons with a crew of 216 officers and men. The ship had only been launched in July of 1943 and had yet to see active service. The ship had been outfitted with several very powerful magnetic generators to test radar cloaking. The first test was attempted out at sea on the morning of July 22, 1943. When the generators were turned on, a green haze emerged around the ship, thickening until suddenly the ship was gone. But there was a depression in the surface of the sea, displacing the water, so the scientists realized not only had the Eldridge been made undetectable to radar, it was made invisible to the naked eye.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it spelled Eldritch, like Eldritch Horror?
An Eldridge.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
Every time
but it's close.
It's close. Every time you
Which
said it,
makes
I
it-
was like, ooh, but damn it.
No.
All right, it's probably named after some dude.
It was, yeah, I did read who it was named after, and I was like, that's not important to the story.
No, but I'm like,
Somebody-
I need to know about this name, like, right now. But no.
I guess I should have kept that in there in my notes.
No,
about who
I
it
asked the
was
question. You
named
didn't even
after.
need it in the notes, and I'm just disappointed. It's fine.
Named after probably a war hero or general or something.
I needed
Sorry.
Lovecraftian influence, but that's fine.
I'm sorry
I'll
to
just
disappoint you
pretend.
there.
No, I'll just keep my fantasy alive in my dreams.
When they turned off the generators, the ship was made visible again. The crew said they had been able to see each other, but that the ship was invisible around them. Afterwards, the crew were nauseous and dizzy. Another test took place on October 28th, 1943, and this one was even more successful, if you will. The Eldridge was docked in the naval shipyard in Philadelphia. When the generators were turned on, the green haze appeared around the ship like before, but this time there was no water displacement. The ship was actually gone. It reappeared 200 miles south in Norfolk, Virginia. It stayed there for 10 minutes before returning to its docks in Philadelphia. This time, though, the crew was much worse off than before. Many of the crew were nauseous and disoriented and had bouts of insanity. Some sailors were horrifically fused within the metal structure. Some rematerialized inside out, and some vanished completely and were never seen again. Wristwatches on the crew and the ship's clocks were all 10 minutes out of sync with the actual time, seeming to indicate that they had somehow traveled through time. So where did we get this story? Like, where did this originate?
Yeah.
It began with Carl M. Allen, who also went by Carlos Miguel Allende, who was a merchant mariner.
Okay.
And
like, was that his actual name, or he's like
his actual name was Carl Allen.
And he was like, that's not cool enough.
Carlos Allende.
Yeah.
Carlos Miguel Allende.
Okay,
is,
dude.
way more
All right.
fun sounding.
I guess.
In 1956, so this is,
Yeah.
several years after the incident. In 1956, Allen sent a series of letters to Morris K. Jessup, who was the author of the book The Case for the UFO, which was published in 1955. The first letter Allen sent warned Jessup about the dangerous science based on alleged unpublished theories by Albert Einstein. The unified field theory attempts to merge Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity with electromagnetism. Some researchers say that this field would enable using large electrical generators to bend light around an object via refraction so that the object becomes invisible. Allen claimed to have been taught by Einstein himself and could prove the unified field theory based on an event he witnessed on October 28, 1943.
Oh.
He said this experiment was put into place by a scientist named Franklin Reno at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard beginning in the summer of 1943. Allegedly called Project Rainbow, Dr. Franklin Reno intended to use the physics of Einstein's unified field theory to surround a ship with a special force field that would render it invisible to radar. In his letters, Allen, or Allende, he kind of signed them both, depending on which letter,
A little extra.
claims the testing was supposedly successful. One test resulted in the USS Eldridge being rendered invisible with a greenish fog appearing in its place, but Dr. Reno could tell the ship was technically still in the water because of the depression that I talked about earlier that the scientists noticed. And, when they turned off the electrical generators, the ship reappeared, and crew members complained of being nauseous and disoriented. In a separate letter, Allen claims to have witnessed the experiment on October 28, 1943, while serving aboard the SF Andrew Furuseth in Norfolk, Virginia. In Allen's account, the Eldridge was teleported to Norfolk, where he saw it stay there for about 10 minutes before it disappeared. And this is where we learn it reappeared in its shipyard in Philadelphia.
Okay.
The ship's crew suffered various side effects, including insanity, disorientation, being fused to the ship. And he called this the Philadelphia experiment and insisted that the United States military was trying to cover it up. Allen told Jessup to check crew manifest and key personnel who were aboard the Furuseth with Allen at the time. He mentioned Chief Mate Mowbray and deckhand Richard Price, who he claimed were both witnesses. Jessup tried to substantiate Allen's claims, but to no avail. So Jessup asked Allen for evidence in subsequent letters, but Allen never offered any concrete evidence. So Jessup just talked it all up to like a hoax, crazy story. But that's not where the story ends. In 1957, Jessup was invited to the Navy's Office of Naval Research, ONR, which had received an anonymous package in late 1955 marked Happy Easter, containing a copy of Morris Jessup's book, The Case for the UFO. The book was filled with handwritten notes in its margins claiming that extraterrestrial technology allowed the U.S. government to make breakthroughs in unified field theory. There are also references to the Philadelphia experiment. The book was annotated with 3 different colors of blue pen and kind of 3 different handwritings, seeming like it was 3 different authors. Jessup noticed that some of the handwriting of the annotations resembled the letters he received from Allen. 2 officers at the ONR, Captain Sidney Sherby and Commander George Hoover, took a personal interest in this matter. Hoover later explained that his duties as Special Projects Officer required him to investigate many publications, and that he ultimately found nothing of substance to the alleged invisibility and teleportation experiment. However, Hoover had discussed the annotations in the book with Austin Stanton, president of Varro Manufacturing Corporation, during meetings about Varro's contract work for ONR. Stanton became so interested in the subject that Varro's office began producing copies of Jessup's book with the annotations and Allen's letters. First a dozen were published, and later 127 copies. These copies came to be known as the Varro edition and gave new life to the story. The Navy denied the Philadelphia experiment was ever real, but the investigation into it and then the cover-up it turned Jessup into a believer.
Okay.
Jessup tried to publish more books on the subject of UFOs, but was unsuccessful. He lost his publisher and experienced a succession of downturns in his personal life.
Same, bro.
And died, well, don't do this part.
Oh.
And died seemingly by suicide in Florida on April 30th, 1959.
Okay.
Jessup had been found in his station wagon parked on the side of the road. The windows were fogged up, and a hose pipe that was connected to the exhaust was fed into the car through a barely open window. Jessup was found barely breathing, but died on the way to the hospital. So was that suicide, or was he silenced? Did he come too close to the truth?
I don't know. Carbon monoxide poisoning in that way seems like an odd way to kill somebody, but that freaks me out so much. Carbon monoxide poisoning like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen the movie Midsummer, but there's a big scene that's carbon monoxide poisoning, like kills a whole... You probably haven't seen it.
I've not seen that movie. I've seen clips of that movie, but...
Ooh, that scene gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's an episode in Supernatural about doing that. Like,
I don't remember that.
I think it was in the 1st or 2nd season. Anyways,
that sucks.
Various writers tried to get more information from Carl Allen, but found his responses elusive or couldn't find him at all. One reporter from Allen's hometown of New Kensington, Pennsylvania, interviewed his family and was handed a pile of documents and books, all scribbled with Allen's annotations. They described Allen as a fantastic mind, but also a drifter and a master leg puller. But there were newspaper articles of the families of the sailors on the Eldridge who were simply told their loved ones died during the course of an activity. The families were never told why or how. This left those family members to believe something fishy happened.
Yeah.
For a long time, Carl Allen / Carl Zolande.
Every time you say it, it sounds a little bit more ridiculous. Zolande.
Carl Zolande.
Carl Zolande.
It's like he's just like, how do I make my last name sound?
Yeah, like nobody wants
Spanish.
a book by Carl
Allen.
I'm Carlos Zolande. Whatever, dude.
For a long time, he seemed to be the only witness to this, large-scale event, which kind of kept people from believing in it. However, in 1988, Allen was joined by another witness, a man named Al Bielek came forward. Bielek claimed that he was aboard the Eldridge when it disappeared and that he had been brainwashed to forget it. It was only upon seeing a Hollywood movie's depiction of the event that the memories had come flooding back. Now, this is where the story
Don't say this is where it gets weird, because it was already kind of weird.
This is where it gets weirder, and this is where, like, maybe I should have talked about the Montauk Project, because this is where it kind of ties into that. Okay. But stay with me.
I'm here. You know? I'm here.
Bilek said his original name was Edward Cameron, and in 1943, at the age of 16, he had served aboard the USS Eldridge during the alleged Philadelphia experiment alongside his brother Duncan Cameron. According to Bilek, when the generators were turned on October 28, 1943, he and his brother realized something felt wrong and they jumped off the ship into the water. But instead of landing in the water, they fell through what he described as a time vortex. Bilek claimed they emerged in the year 2137.
Okay.
They were in this underground hospital facility where they were being treated for radiation and temporal displacement. Bilek said in the future, much of the planet's surface was damaged and humanity lived in these underground cities. After their recovery, Bilek said that they were not allowed to stay at the facility, so future authorities sent them forward in time again to the year 2749.
Bilek, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, you can't be here. Go to the future.
Yeah, that in a way that kind of doesn't make sense. Bilek claimed that they lived here for a full 2 years, and it was this, like, floating AI-governed society.
That's interesting.
He described neural implants in societies with no money and cities that were hovering above Earth. He claimed that agents from this future informed him that he had returned to 1943 to complete a mission, to shut down the Philadelphia experiment to prevent a larger catastrophe. When he and his brother were sent back, he said that they arrived not in 1943, but in 1983 at Montauk. This is where then the Montauk comes in a little bit. He claimed that at Montauk, generators from the original Philadelphia experiment had been connected to the equipment at Camp Hero, where Montauk Project took place, and it created a time lock between the two dates exactly 40 years apart. He and his brother Duncan supposedly helped deactivate the Montauk equipment and close this temporal connection. After this, Bilek said his memories were erased, his identity was changed through a process involving drugs and hypnosis and age regression technology, and he was given the identity of Al Bilek, complete with fabricated documents and a fake personal history. And he lived this fake life until his memories began to resurface. So, yes, this story sounds super crazy.
Okay. That just went in so many directions. I'm like, am I in 2040 or I'm in 1983? I don't know.
1943? You know?
Where am I?
And so, maybe Bilek's story is not true, or maybe there's parts of it that are. Who really knows? But what we do know is there's now 2 men who claim to have firsthand knowledge of the Philadelphia experiment.
Okay.
So what really happened? Like, what are the facts? The U.S. Navy, it maintains that no such experiment was ever conducted, and that the details of the story contradict facts about the USS Eldridge, and that the physics the experiment claims to be based on is non-existent. According to records, the Eldridge was nowhere near Philadelphia in October of 1943. Her logs show she was undergoing sea trials with her newly formed crew, most of whom survived the war and went on to live their lives. The ship itself had a successful life escorting convoys in the Mediterranean before being sold to the Greek Navy in 1951 and renamed the Lion. Eventually, it was scrapped in 1999. And what of the SS Andrew Furuseth, who allegedly witnessed the Eldridge appear and disappear? The Naval Archives have a letter from Lieutenant Junior Grade William Dodge, the master of the Andrew Furuseth, in 1943, denying that he or his crew observed any unusual event while in Norfolk. The Office of Naval Research has stated that the use of force fields to make a ship and her crew invisible does not conform to known physical laws. ONR also claims that Einstein's unified field theory was never completed. During 1943 to 1944, Einstein was a part-time consultant with the Navy's Bureau of Ordnance, undertaking theoretical research on explosives. There is no indication that Einstein was involved in researching invisibility.
All right.
The Philadelphia experiment has also been called Project Rainbow. A comprehensive search of the archives failed to identify records of Project Rainbow relating to teleportation or invisibility. In the 1940s, the codename Rainbow was used to refer to the Rome-Berlin-Tokyo axis. The Rainbow plans were the war plans to defeat Italy, Germany, and Japan. Today, most believe the explanation put forth by Edward Dudgeon, a man who had worked as a Navy electrician and was stationed near the Eldridge in the summer of 1943. According to Dudgeon, generators were indeed placed on both the Eldridge and his ship, the USS Ingstrom, to make the ships invisible. However, the term invisible did not apply to the ship's physical experience, but rather to its ability to be detected by magnetic torpedoes fired by German U-boats. This process is known as degaussing. These devices scramble the magnetic signatures of ships using the degaussing technique, which provided protection from magnetic torpedoes. Dudgeon also logically explains the ship's greenish glow. The glow, he said, was likely the result of a lightning-like phenomenon known as St. Elmo's fire, which is a weather phenomenon in which plasma is created in a strong electric field, giving off a bright glow, almost like fire.
That makes sense.
So the green glow reported by witnesses that day could be St. Elmo's fire. So, like all good conspiracy theories, there is a lingering question that it could be true. Government cover-ups happen all the time, and maybe there is some truth in the craziness, some basis in facts, but I think the story has, like, grown legs of its own through just the, like, power of visceral imagery, like, bodies being fused into the ship.
Like, that's kind of hard to be, like, let go.
And then there's just a little bit of things, like family members that were just not told what happened to they just were deceased.
Yeah.
There is actual, like, I looked at newspaper
that's,
articles.
like, true.
But also, you know, you could blame it's World War II. They didn't really have time. They're like,
yeah,
I don't know.
But there was on the German side, there was so much crazy shit going on in World War II that, like,
I think there could be, like, aspects to this that are true.
Yeah.
And, you know, just because it sounds like science fiction doesn't make it true.
I mean, people say all the time that science fiction's just science that hasn't been invented yet. So, I mean, it's entirely possible. Maybe it has been invented. I'd like to think not, because I feel like if we had time travel, things maybe would be a little bit better.
But how do we know that, like, time travel's not happening?
We don't know.
We don't know.
If somebody's got control of it, they're doing a shit job.
Or are they actually? It could be even worse.
Oh.
Or did you watch the show Timeless? It was aired like a few years back, and it only had 3 seasons or 2 seasons and a movie. Anyway, it was basically them trying to go back and, like, fix things, and it doesn't work.
It's like the butterfly effect, kind of. Like, every time you try to change something, it gets worse.
Yeah, or it still happens because it's just meant to be.
Yeah. I don't know. That is, and there's so many, like, specifically, like, government conspiracies that are very similar to that. Mm-hmm. And I would certainly believe that they were at least trying to figure it out. And even if, like, they weren't truly invisible, if they're messing with the magnetic field that much, like, there would be neurological effects to somebody on the ship.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's not really a way around that.
So, like, maybe there are parts of that are true that, like...
Maybe they manipulated things enough to cause hallucinations. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you mess with the magnetic field, you are messing with people's brains, too. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I do and don't want the fusing to ship part. I'm torn on whether I want it to be true because it's terrible.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's awful. But it's a little cool.
I think that's why it's, like, stuck around.
Yeah.
Like...
It's kind of like was it the Russian sleep experiment creepypasta? Where,
oh, yeah.
Like, it's one of those things that isn't true, but people are like, where'd this come from? Where it's like you lock the people in the same dark room for, like, I don't know, don't let them sleep for however long, and they start eating their own bodies. Mm-hmm. Like, things that are visceral stick around.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there's something in it that makes you just believe it, even if you can't at the same time.
Right.
Like, this is unbelievable, and yet...
There's parts of it that make you go, but what if?
Yeah, and, like, you know, things like that. I mean, the U.S. government's experimented with a lot of crazy shit, and you think it's not real, and then you're like, oh. No, it was entirely real.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Project Blue Book was definitely real, like, and sort of related, where they researched, you know, alien stuff. And
like, mind control is basically figured out. Mm-hmm. Like, sleeper agents are a thing. Like, there's a lot of shit that you think isn't true, and then you're like, no, wait, it is.
Well, that's what the Montauk Project is Camp Hero. It's where they were taking kids and doing mind control experiments on them and stuff like that. And
A lot of that is just
Yeah.
psychology. Like, you don't think that's kind of why science fiction is science fiction, because it seems like it's not real, but it is psychology. So...
And you like to think, like, well, the government wouldn't do that to us, but there's that story, was it in the 70s, where the CIA gave, like, unknowing people LSD?
They did, yep, they did.
And then
that,
the one guy had a
the-
bad reaction and murdered people?
And then, I can't think.
And that's just the stuff we know about.
There's the one where they tested, I think, syphilis or something, too. Like, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, really, they don't care.
Nope. Well, I do think it's interesting that, like, the ONR, like, they got this book in 1955, and I feel like they were like, okay, well, this is crazy. But then it's like 2 years go by, and they decide to contact Jessup and, like, bring him in. And then they've got 2 people that, like, research it for a time. Like, there must have been some level of credibility that they, like, why did they spend efforts on that?
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, I guess you could say the 50s, and it was the Cold War, and a lot of crazy shit was going on
Yeah.
then, you know.
That was kind of like the name of the game, like the crazy shit. Like, everybody was researching these different ways of warfare, and
Yeah.
a lot of it was kind of science fiction-y. But I mean, you think about, like, back in Germany, like, there was a lot of it cults in their research. Like,
Well, the crazy thing, like, we talked about in our Huska Castle episode, you know, like, the SS, like, were in the castle for 6 years doing weird experiments because it allegedly was, like, a gateway to hell, and it's like, why?
and then it all circles back to the plot of Hellboy.
Right?
This is how Hellboy is born.
It all makes sense.
And on our next episode, we will discuss how the Germans summoned the devil.
I mean, maybe they did.
If they did, I don't know. But that was really cool. Like, now I just want to, like, research it more, because I've never heard of that specific thing. It's cool picturing, like, the ship going invisible, but still seeing, like, the indent in the water, which makes you wonder, like, maybe that did happen, and there's a combination of, like, fog and the St. Elmo's fire. Like, maybe it had this, like, ghostly effect where they're like, the ship's gone, and they're like, no, it's just hard to see.
And maybe they realized, like, they couldn't do that because it just made the crew, like, maybe they could never find ways to where the crew didn't have side effects.
Yeah,
so.
like, I could me and my very non-scientific brain, I feel like there are ways that you could invent cloaking, because maybe something's not truly invisible, but if all you need to do is trick the human mind, like, that's entirely possible.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't feel like there's a safe way to do it.
And maybe that's what they realized.
Yeah, because, I mean...
So maybe they're, like, elements of it could be true.
Yeah, I don't know, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a little conspiracy
We need
theory
to do
for
more
ya.
conspiracies.
Oh, I can.
You're like, Kayla's just ready.
I think I told Emily
idea.
earlier, I was like, I didn't tell her, like, much about my story, but I was like, does this fit into our theme?
Absolutely.
I might be going rogue a little bit.
No, I like it.
But I love the stuff I love.
No, it fits.
I don't really know if there's any conspiracy theory I actually truly believe, but I find them fascinating.
I feel like there's probably a little bit of truth in a lot of them.
Yes, and I think that's where I sit too.
Like, maybe they're not 100% true, but I think there might be something in some of them. Especially ones like this with the government. Like,
yeah,
the government's up to a lot that we don't know about.
Yeah, still, like, what is Area 51? What is it?
Better be fucking aliens.
Or
Better
is
be
it a cover-up? They're like, who knows what they're doing? They're like, well,
aliens are
let's
a
distract them.
cover-up, yeah.
The aliens are the cover-up.
They did not anticipate all the people Naruto running to the
Right?
to the front.
Or it's just a distraction. I don't know.
It's just the most basic ass base. And they're like, why won't they leave it alone?
But we spent too much money. We can't abandon it.
Yeah, this base in the middle of the nowhere ass desert.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe someday we'll find out what's in Area 51. Maybe it's a teleportation circle. It's like, oh God, what was that one? Stargate. It's the Stargate. God, I wish. I really would like us to reach, like, Stargate, Star Trek level of technology in my lifetime, but we won't.
Probably not in our lifetime, but I do think it's going to happen someday.
It got really dark.
It did get really dark all of a sudden.
Spooky. Maybe it's the alien ship descending upon us.
It is.
Yay!
It was like a shadow just
I know,
passed.
it was really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to be a starship commander. Is that too much to ask for?
It would be pretty cool.
I've got to find wherever these guys time traveled so I can be kicked to the future with the AI-powered government.
Right.
That I did find really interesting.
Yeah, because it was the 88. It was 88 that he comes forward.
I mean, I think AI's been a concept for a while. I think it's the fact that it's real now is much different, but also AI in science fiction looks a lot different than AI looks in reality.
True.
So I think because AI has been in science fiction for a long time, but I do find it interesting that was the future they said was a future governed by AI, and you look at our present and you're like, I can see it happening.
But yeah, here we are like almost 40 years later from that story, and it does seem plausible.
And obviously AI has been kicking around for a while, but it really only took like a year for it to go from a joke to like now we're having to have moral discussions and ethic discussions surrounding AI because it's so powerful already.
And we're just in the the infancy of it, I feel like.
Yeah, so that I feel like that's interesting. Like there are interesting implications for that, and then it makes you wonder what else science is capable of.
Yep.
Like we're able to basically create an artificial mind, so what's next?
Maybe we were teleporting ships back in 1943.
When you think about how drastically technology can jump in ability too, like especially once the computer was introduced, it's almost plausible that like did we find some alien technology at some point? And
that's what like some of the theory is. Yeah.
So
the ancient alien type theory.
Was that
the guy?
Aliens?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I like conspiracy. We should do more conspiracy episodes because it's fun to just talk shit afterwards.
Right?
Like, I don't know, but it's cool.
Yeah. We can then talk about, tell us, listeners, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Yes, let us know, and then we can do more conspiracy episodes.
Yeah.
They're good for mini episodes.
They are.
And we kept both of these, like, actually mini.
We did, yes, because our last few episodes have been rather long, which I love. I don't think there was a way to make them shorter without splitting them in two, but
it's good to be able to fit some of these.
Some more easily digestible episodes here, and maybe on a topic you hadn't heard about.
Exactly. That was fun.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, now we're gonna crush HP trivia with a.
I'm gonna go. I haven't read. I found like a list. It's like 250 like Harry Potter trivia questions I need to brush up.
Good, you prepare for us because I won't.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
Pinch this.
That's definitely the sixth movie is my favorite. It's my least favorite book, but I think it's my favorite movie.
Professor. All right, Harry.
So.
Oh boy, yeah. The brain is shutting down. It's like tasks have been completed.
Tabs are closing. Well, then we better sign off before Emily totally shuts down.
The AI powering my tiny little brain is taking a day off now.
Yes. Well, if you enjoy our topics and our ADHD-ness, leave us a review.
Yes, 5 stars only.
Yep.
Say words.
Yes.
Please. We need words.
Mm-hmm. They don't have to be great. They could they don't have to be like, elaborate words. You just say like, Emily and Kayla are awesome.
Yeah. They say Emily and Kayla are the best people I've ever listened to, and everybody should listen to them forever, and they need a sponsor right now.
Yeah. So tell everyone about us.
Yeah.
Spread the word. Word of mouth is the best form of advertising.
And that's how we get stories about teleporting ships. Teleporting. Wow. Tell us about your teleporting ship.
Oh my god. She's malfunctioning.
Teleportation.
She's replugged in. So stay spooky.
And stay curious.
Toodaloo.
Bye, motherfucker.